setting up Autobidder from scratch, start to finish. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So first, I'll open up the formulas page, let that open up, and I'm setting it up for this company here. So let's go ahead and check out the services here that are offered. We're going to set it up for window cleaning, gutter cleaning, solar panel cleaning, soft washing, surface cleaning, artificial turf cleaning, holiday lighting, and then yard cleanup and permanent lighting. Okay, so let's dive into it. I'll try to bust this out as quickly as possible, and yeah, let's go. So first we have window cleaning, but I'm going to toggle this one off because that one was the customer started setting that one up himself, I think, with the AI tool. But I like to use templates when possible. Almost always try to use the templates. So let's go down and well, here, let's type in here window cleaning. All right, and then I'm going to generate all the icons at the end to make it match the styling, but I'm pretty satisfied with that right now for window cleaning, so I'll click save. I'll just delete this one for right now. We got house washing in there, great. Now he did say soft washing, but I think it's easier for the customer's perspective if you explain it as house washing, because it's easier for the customer to grasp, like, okay, that's exactly the service I need my house wash. Soft washing is a little bit more vague. Of course, most people are likely to know what it is, but that's why I'm not saying soft washing. Now for gutter cleaning, this is pretty simple. I'm just going to, I do have a template, but I'm just going to create one from AI here. So I'm just going to go with gutter cleaning. And then I'm just going to say length of gutters, number of stories, and then do they have guards? And then that'll be good for that. And then our next one is going to be solar panel cleaning. Length of gutters, number of stories, length of guards. Okay. This is charging $1.50 per foot. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, but, and then it's adding an additional $50 if it has guards. I'm okay with that for right now. I think when you really start breaking down the nitty gritty, you'd want to change that. Now, I'm just building out the skeleton, the basic services. The actual pricing is going to be set up once we actually go through it with the customer. So one thing I do want to change for sure is this number of stories. I want this to be a drop down, and then I want this to be single story. Okay. No, I think sticking with how they had it, we'll go. Oh, actually, yeah, because it's multiplying this by 25, so that's fine for right now, the way that formula is set up. Okay, so we got window cleaning, gutter cleaning. Now I'm just going to go artificial turf cleaning. Okay, I'm not familiar with artificial turf cleaning. This is the first time I've ever built a formula on it for Autobidder, so I'm going to just get it added, and then once I go through this with the customer, we're going to optimize that a bit more, but that's good for right now. Okay, now let's add an option for solar panel cleaning. Oops, those are templates. We'll go generate with AI. We'll say solar panel cleaning, generate formula. And then we've got surface cleaning. So that could be broken down into like driveway cleaning, patio cleaning, stuff like that. That's how I like to do the pricing formulas. Okay, panel size. Sometimes it adds in base price. We usually got to take that off. And if you want to add a base price, you could just add this in here and say, I don't know, like, I don't know, $120, or even just like, I don't know, $60. Then it's going to be like a minimum of 60, whatever the price is, going to add 60 to it. Travel distance, we'll take that off too. Sometimes it'll add silly things like that. Panel size, number of panels, okay. Simple enough. I'd probably want to add some additional questions like, is it on a roof? How high is the roof if it is? Things like that. But we'll just keep it simple for right now. Like I said, when we go through it, like if you ever hire us to set up Autobidder for you, generally what we'll do is we'll get the skeleton laid out, and then it's very important that you understand how the formula works. So we'll walk through the formula with you to make sure that you understand, basically how it works. Then we got holiday lighting, permanent lighting. I think I have templates for those. Let me just check here. Holiday light installation right there. Let's see if there's one for permanent. There's commercial. Okay. So we'll add this one for holiday light. Now we are definitely going to want to update it a little bit because there's a few things that, in my opinion, need fixed on it. But you see, this one has a lot of different variables, a lot of conditional questions also. And it's compared to the other formulas we've seen, this is a more complex one. You could also set a minimum price here and a maximum price. For simplicity's sake, though, let's go ahead and save this. And I think I'll hold back on the permanent one. I think we'll go through that with the customer because I know there's different options for permanent lighting. Like there's all different styles and whatnot. And then for yard cleanup, this one I could probably add in here. Okay. So now let's go ahead and add one for yard cleanup. Now, one thing I do want to mention too, if you are using the AI builder, sometimes it's better if you can give it more context. Like if you know what variables you want to ask, it's easier if you give it those variables. Okay, here, let me turn it to light mode. That needs to be fixed. But here it added a repeating group, which is a more complex type of service. But you can see here it's asking the number of trees. So number of trees, and I think that should be conditional if this is greater than 1. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, so if this is 1 or more, like this question here, then it'll show the repeating group. So also let me... Okay, I'll go ahead and save that. Okay, now let's go ahead and test it out. So I just saved it. Okay, cool. We'll head over to the call screen. And then I'm going to test this out quickly, and then I will go ahead and create some new icons for this as well. So let's select every service so we can test them all in one go. House washing. I already know this one's going to work because this is one of the templates I test all the time. window cleaning. It's going to have us select the number of each window type that we have. Let's say, no, we don't need to remove the screens. Gutter cleaning, let's say it's 150 feet, single story, no guards. Artificial turf, let's say it's, I don't know, 400 square foot section. Let's say we want the basic cleaning. Let's say we have pet treatment necessary. Let's say standard deodorizing. Solar panel cleaning, let's say we've got 6 of them, and let's say they're medium size. And then let's say we want standard cleaning. Holiday light installation, let's say we need 150 feet of lights. Let's say we want the ridge line included. Let's say we want the C7 style. We want the pillars, the driveway, and the walkway. We want the, I don't know, maybe there's 4 pillars. The driveway is 30 feet long. Let's say there's 2 peaks. Let's say we don't have any dormers. And then for yard cleanup, let's say the yard is 600 square feet. Let's say it's overgrown a bit. Let's say there's light debris, and let's say there's 0 trees. Get a quote. We'll skip delete info. Okay, and all the pricing looks good. Sometimes when you first start it up, it'll show errors for certain prices. This all looks good, so that's perfect. That's what we want to see. There's no errors. And you can see all the prices total up. Now we don't have any bundle discounts or anything like that toggled on here. I'm not sure why this gutter branding is so expensive here. It should only be 15%, or maybe it's showing a 15% at the overall price. That's got to be what it is. Okay. So now let's go ahead and generate the icons. So to generate the icons, I like to use Google Flow. We'll give this a second to open up here. And I'm going to choose image 16 by 19. And I'm going to go ahead and say and let's see, was that everything? Gutter cleaning, solar panel cleaning. Oh yeah, and yard cleanup. Okay, so I'm just having this build this out for me. You head back over to the formulas page. Okay. Head back to okay, nice. Okay, so we got some icons. I guess these might work. Let's see how the actual form looks again. Yeah, this would be... Let's go white and purple. Okay, looks like this one could work. I just want a different style. I want something that looks a little bit sleeker, a little bit cleaner. Something that'll fit in here with our existing style. Anyway. Now I'm just going to take that icon set and separate them into their own individual files. I guess I could try this pack. It probably wouldn't look that great, but I'll give it a try for right now while it's working. Now we will head over to the formulas. Okay, we've now added the icons. Now let's go refresh this page and see how they look. Okay, so you can see those are squared. I'm not a huge fan of the squared look, and so that's why I'll work on fixing that. But we could make the background color match that color of the images a bit more. In either case, let's go ahead and I want to add some separation between the words and the icons. So I'll head over to the design page. Okay, I'll go ahead and save those changes. Now I'll head back, refresh. That way the icon's not touching the words. It's still working, it looks like. Okay, now there's a bit more padding between the icon there and the words. And that's looking pretty good. And that basically covers like the initial setup. Now, the thing with Autobidder is it does going to take some work actually, setting it up further and getting it to a point where it's like really working, because a lot of it is really thinking through your pricing. And it's a great tool for actually getting clear on what your pricing is. And because a lot of people, when they initially set up Autobidder, they're not clear on what their pricing actually is. And so Autobidder forces you to really sit down and think through your pricing in a logical way, something that's repeatable. And it's a great thing once you do it. It feels really good, because especially if you're fresh or you're new in your business, you haven't been doing it too long, pricing can be something that's very confusing, and like not just confusing, but uncertainty. You don't want to overprice jobs because you don't want to lose them. You don't want to underbid them. You want to get the price that's, fair for you and the customer. And when you really thought through a formula and you have something that makes sense on paper, it makes it a lot easier. And so I think that'll summarize this video, guys. I showed you how to add the formulas. Now, once you have all your services added, it's a matter of tweaking it, adding questions you want to add, removing questions, adding icons. Use Gemini or GPT or whatever to create icons that fit in there to make your form look better. Create videos to go with it. Always recommend that. And yeah, I think that'll summarize this one. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll do my best to answer. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.